Hi, I'm Diana Munz and I'd like to show you our latest product, the User Access Manager for IBM Connections. Managing users is surprisingly complex. Double opt-in, internal approvals, minimum password quality, terms of use acceptance, or password recovery are just some of the challenges. We developed an IBM Domino application to simplify, automate, and document all processes involved in internal and external user management. Let's have a look at a schematic explanation. On the left-hand side, we see everything that happens in the browser: the external user, the internal user, and an internal approver. The middle block contains everything that happens on a Domino server. Our application, the User Access Manager or UAM on the left, and the Domino LDAP on the right. Please note that you can either use an existing or a new address book as your LDAP for the external users. In the right block, we have everything that happens in IBM Connections: the profiles, the internal communities, and the external communities. Often, the workflow for an external user is initiated by an internal user. The UAM provides an easy-to-use, intuitive user interface to register external users. Of course, the external user might register himself if you made that function available externally. Most likely, you require an approval for external users, so an approval request is being sent to an internal approver. The internal approver can approve or reject that request. The external user will then receive an invitation for the IBM Connections platform. That invitation, of course, might expire if it is not being used within a certain amount of time. You certainly don't want anybody to accept an invitation a year after you issued it. Now the external user has to accept the invitation, set the password, and of course accept the terms of use. Otherwise, they will not gain access to IBM Connections. As a next step, of course, an LDAP user needs to be created. That LDAP user is then synchronized to IBM Connections profiles using the TDI. The internal user is being informed that the external user has accepted the invitation and should add the external user to an external community. The external user will then receive a notification mail. When the external user authenticates, they can choose to remember the password, so they won't have to sign in again and again. Now the external user has access to the external community, and internal users and the external user can start collaborating. However, what happens if your lawyers find out that they need to update the terms of use? All of the external users need to be disabled, and only after they re-accept the updated terms of use they will be enabled again. What happens if an external user forgot his password or wants to change it? UAM covers this process as well, so they can recover and update their password. Of course, you can delete users, and then they need to be disabled all the way through IBM Connections. You can adapt UAM easily to your requirements, including the access rights, the layout, the mail texts, the messages, the terms of use, the password quality, the password storage, the period for the invitation expiration, and much more. UAM also helps you to keep track of all external users. You can list, sort, and search external users by username, mail, etc. Everything is being logged so that you have full evidence of all the activities around your external users. UAM is also available in a downgraded edition with limited features for terms of use acceptance by internal users. Thank you for watching this video about UAM, the User Access Manager for IBM Connections. For more information, be sure to visit us at connectionsapps.com/UAM.